Hi, we're Alicia and Jared, and welcome to our home, Marlee.
If you've been following us for a while, you know that we travel the world to some amazing places, taking photos, writing stories and making videos, and it's all part of our job. But with everything that's going on in the world right now, we found ourselves back here in Australia indefinitely. But rather than be negative about it all, we thought we'd make the most of the opportunity and go out and buy this incredible motorhome.
This is actually the third van we've owned. We had one in Canada and one in Western Australia, but this one is a massive upgrade to the other ones we've ever owned. So I want to show you guys around and give you the whole big tour. This is where the tour starts, at the front door. I ended up getting a doormat because I didn't want to bring any dirt or grass or anything into the van because it's actually a no shoe van. So we've got some storage here on the side, which we're still yet to fill. This is our shoe container, which ended up being a cord organizer I found, and it actually works perfect with the shoes that we use daily. And then this side we actually use for some decorations. We actually put a beautiful herb garden. The first pot is mint and geranium. I know mint goes crazy, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll take that one out and plant it somewhere else. The second pot down here, we have rosemary, oregano and thyme. And yeah, we're going to use them for cooking as well as different maybe drinks, mojitos.
When you open the door of the van, the first thing you'll notice is probably this beautiful Aboriginal painting. We got that from an Aboriginal artist named Trisha Mason. The meaning is absolutely amazing, and I just love that we have some artwork hanging up in the van. We've got this bathroom cabinet here, which is full of just bathroom stuff like moisturizers and soap and deodorant and all that kind of whatever. And then in here we've got a storage cabinet. It's got a safe down the bottom as well, so we can keep our passports and things like that all locked up, which is solid. I got some hooks, hang up some winter coats because we're coming into winter here in Australia and it's going to get cold, so these can hang up right here. And one thing that I really love about this as well is we can step through to the cab, and we're umming and ahhing about again whether we just want to kind of block that off if we were going to build a van. And funny enough, when we were writing out our pros and cons, we thought no, it'd be great to have access so that if we pull up somewhere it's raining, we don't have to run out and run around the back. And also for security reasons, if for some reason we have to get from the back of the van into the cab real fast for whatever reason at all, you know, we can go straight through the cab like this. We can just like pop right up here, chill out, sit in my captain's chair and just hit the road.
And this is our bathroom. We do keep the sheets for the bedding in here during the day, but we took them out so you guys could have a better look. So this is just a sheet that folds back into itself that is waterproof. And here is everything. We've got a compostable toilet.
So that's a Nature's Head toilet. It's very good, very expensive, but it does a great job at composting bathroom waste. And we have the shower, of course, so it's actually a huge space, as you can see.
Do you want me to hop in?
Yeah, jump in.
So it's like this. Wash the head.
Massive space.
A huge space. So we felt like it was kind of a waste to have nothing in here. So we decided to put our bedding in here during the day and yeah, take up some space because we can remove it when we want to, and then we can have stuff in here when we need, and then yeah, it just works better that way. Also for the bathroom, we have a light and a fan as well. So when we're showering, it doesn't steam up and get condensation in the van. And now for the kitchen. This is where I spend most of my time. Jared has cooked a few meals for me. He does make me coffee every morning, which I absolutely love.
Actually, speaking of coffee, we are addicted to coffee, and this is a absolute lifesaver. It's just an AeroPress. They're super cheap. It takes like 5 minutes to make 2 coffees, and if anything gets used in this van the most, it's probably this thing. So highly recommend picking one of these up if you love coffee, you live in the van life, and you're just wondering how you can make delicious espresso coffees on the road without taking up too much space, because you can get an espresso machine, sure, and you can put it there and it's, you know, nice and fancy, but it chews up power. And I mean, really, this is just, it's great having one of these. Get one.
So we have the 2-burner cooker here. These are storage drawers. So the top one, I've got utensils as well as cutlery, the spices right now, but we hope to put them eventually up here on the wall. The second drawer, we have our cups, also containers. And the third drawer is pots and pans, and obviously the alcohol at the back. I grabbed a few of these as well. I highly recommend these. They fold down to nothing. You can buy plates, you can buy bowls, you can buy a lot of things, and they just fold up to nothing. So it helps out with space as well, which is absolutely amazing. And we have a cupboard under the sink. This is where our bin's kept. It's actually a perfect size. We're hoping to reduce our waste in the van. I have a NutriBullet, which is 600 watt. I've got my essential oils, and at the back I have a bin for our disinfected sprays, as well as bags for the bin. But we're hoping to put a toaster in there as well. There's a pretty fair amount of space at the back there, surprisingly. We actually did put locks on every cupboard and drawer in the van because we felt like when we were driving along, we were scared that they were going to come open, and a few of them did when we actually had nothing in them. So we're actually glad we went for a drive to test the van before we packed it with lots of stuff, and we knew which cupboards open and we put locks on them all.
On this side we have a 130 litre Bushman 12 volt fridge and freezer. 130 litres, we weren't sure if it was going to be big enough, but it's actually massive. I can fit a whole case of beer in here, fruit, veg, all the important things, right? Cheese and that kind of stuff. And then the freezer, again, isn't massive, but it's enough to put, like, you know, some frozen veggies and berries and stuff in there, and some ice as well for the mojitos that Alicia's going to be making with her fresh mint. And then right here's Alicia's drawer, and this is full of all her nice healthy stuff as well, which she makes me eat, which is lovely. We got oats and nuts and berry stuff, and yeah, all kinds of goodies. And this cupboard drawer thing is just super handy as well. I mean, you can fit some really tall stuff in there, and it tucks away nice and neat right there, which is solid. What we love about the van is it's actually separated into kind of the back where the bedroom and the dining area and the workstation is, and then you got the front side where you got the kitchen and the bathroom and everything. So two distinct areas. And right here during the day it's set up like a dining table workstation, so this is just on like a swivel kind of thing, and you can lock it underneath. And working online and working on the road, editing photos and stuff, we actually spend a lot of time sitting right here. Got our laptop set up, keyboards, mouse, and you know, got all our hard drives everywhere. So we can sit here during the day, tons of space so we can work, which is really important for us. And then at night, this table just drops right down, and we've got two other little bits of timber that come under, and it makes a base here, nice big platform. And then these cushions come in, and we're going to show you guys what it looks like when we set up the bed right now.
Our storage for our clothing. This side is my side, and this side over here is Jared's. We have two sections each. So we've got them all organized in these felt storage things that I found at a local kind of big store. It's called Kmart. It's got lots of stuff in it, kind of like Walmart. So I found them for super cheap, so they're actually awesome organizing stuff. There is also storage under this chair as well here. It is not a lot of storage, so we've had to really think about what we want to take and minimize our items. So to open it, you just put the cushions, turn it to the side. Whoop, there's my pajamas.
That's also where Alicia keeps her pajamas.
Well, I use them all the time. So these are the storage boxes I was talking about. So this one has our camping gear as well as a tent in there. It's got sleeping mats, and then also under here is Jared's tools, and we have our snorkeling gear as well. And then in this one we have two backpacks. So there's not a lot of space because of the wheel arch, because we have dual tires on either side at the back. So this is, yeah, we tried to fit as much as we could in this one, but sometimes we just got to rearrange it a little to get it shut again.
All right, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that would do. We do have another storage here up above the cab area. So we keep all our camping chairs up here, and the table goes behind the driver's seat. And then we also have some space behind the passenger seat where we keep tripods as well as the clothesline. So this is the awesome outdoor setting we have. We've got the double table with the storage underneath, and the two reclining Kathmandu chairs are amazing, so comfortable. I've fallen asleep a couple of times in them already. We did want to get an awning off here, but we're umming and ahhing because we've got the fiberglass up the top there, so we're tossing up what to do. We were thinking about getting a gazebo, but that takes up way too much room in the van. So for now, we've decided to hold off, and possibly we could find other people on the road who have a van similar, and we can see what they've done with it, because we don't want to damage that fiberglass roof.
Alicia has given me the job of talking about the electronics.
Because you geek out on it.
A little bit, I do. So we're running on a 12 volt system. We have a solar panel on the roof. It's a 327 watt and it charges like crazy. Even with a little bit of sun or on an overcast day, it's getting power hitting that solar panel. That solar panel is connected to a 200 amp hour lithium battery, an Energex brand. It's insane. We can run completely off grid for 4 days without a single charge, which is amazing. And then if the sun's out, it's just pumping juice back into that battery. The 12 volt system that we have that runs on everything in here. We got the lights are set up on a different relay system, which is really cool as well. So there's no worry about draining the batteries and not being able to start up in the morning. We also have USB power plugs everywhere, again, which is super important for us. Then for our larger electronics, things like the laptops and the NutriBullet and the drone and stuff like that, we have a 1000 watt inverter, and that can power all that stuff simultaneously, which is really good. And we have 6 240 volt power switches all over the van. You hit the inverter switch here, now it's on, now it's off. That does use a fair bit of juice as well, so we try not to use it all at one go, you know, or if we're going to charge our laptops, for example, we'll just plug them both in at the same time, charge them up, and then turn the inverter off, because the idea is that we want to run completely off grid. We can't actually connect to mains power at all. We haven't got that kind of installation put in the van, but with the solar panel and the huge lithium battery we got, I don't think it's going to be an issue. We've been living in this van for a month. On a day like today when the sun's out, that battery is just getting so much charge as well. And then if we drive as well, we have a DC to DC charger. So from the battery, we're connected back up to the main battery and the alternator at the front. We just drive along, and that's pumping about 50 amp hours back into the battery. So if we drive for 4 hours and the lithium battery is completely empty, it goes back up to fully charged in no time. So that's pretty crazy. And now I'm going to show you where everything lives for the electronics. So everything lives under here. You don't have to take the cushions off to get access to all the electronics, but just for ease of the video, I'm going to show you. So you pop this open, and here we go. Here's the entire setup. So you have the EnerDrive 200 amp hour battery here. You got the DC to DC power charger here. All the fuses, obviously, switches. This is a smart solar charge controller, so I can actually check what kind of juice is getting off them solar panels. Just connect to an app on my phone, and that's when Alicia says I geek out, and I'm like just constantly checking how much power is coming through the solar panel and what the battery's doing. So it's great that you can just like plug them in to like a Bluetooth device like your phone and check on it. You got the 1000 watt inverter. For now, I think that's more than enough. Maybe down the track we'll think about upgrading it, but for now we don't really have an issue with the 1000 watt. And yeah, that's the entire setup in the electronics. And then behind this little section, we have got the gas bottle, which I'll go outside and show you guys that in a minute. And then back here is just kind of empty space where we keep the toolkit and other bits and bobs. This is where the gas bottle is. It's got to be on the outside of the van. So we've got a 3.7 kilo tank in here, and that powers our hot water and the gas stove. These gas bottles are just standard swap and goes. You can go to any petrol station and just swap them straight out for a clean bottle. I think it's like 28 bucks, 25 bucks to do that, or you can just refill them too if your bottle is still compliant. And a bottle, not even sure how long it'll last for now. Again, we've been living out of the van for a month and we've just had to refill the tank. Speaking of hot water,
show me where it is.
This is a Camec instant hot water system connected to the gas. So Camec, I think it's Camec. Anyway, there's a little switch on the inside. You push that, turns on the pilot light, and then we have hot water in an instant, which is amazing for the showers and if we're doing dishes and stuff. And it looks like we got a little spider living under here.
Where? Oh my gosh.
Hey,
welcome to Australia.
Now that tiny thing would probably kill a whole army of people. In terms of plumbing, we have 110 litres of fresh water on board, and we have a 65 litre grey tank, which means we are fully self-contained. We can drain our stuff and contain it, keep it on board with us so we're not kind of leaking out water and drainage and that kind of stuff everywhere we go, so that's really good. To fill up the fresh water tank, you open up this, and we've got hoses and all kinds of stuff. You just plug it into there, and we've got a inline filter system here, and then we have another filter under the sink where we can get double filtered drinking water. which is absolutely incredible. To fill up the 110 litres from empty takes maybe like 7 or 8 minutes, maybe not even that long. It doesn't take much time at all. We've also got a display unit which tells us exactly what our water levels are for both the fresh water and the grey water. Being able to have all this kind of water on board with us is amazing. If we're not using the shower, the water will last us 5-6 days, I think, if we're being conservative, so no issues about that. And another cool thing that we have here,
oh, the shower, outdoor shower.
We have an outdoor shower too, so we can plug this into that tap, and then we can just get cold water coming back out. And if we're going for the beach, going for a surf or a snorkel or whatever, we can just stand at the back here and rinse ourselves off real quick, which is just fantastic. In terms of keeping hot or cold inside the van is fully insulated, which is a really good thing. It's insulated with earth wool, so nice sustainable product there. In Australia in the summer it gets crazy hot, so instead of having an aircon unit, what we've got is a couple of these Soroku fans, and they are just absolutely charge power there.
I can feel that air.
We got one on each side.
One thing we love is that we can walk straight through the van out the back. We've put mosquito nets on both doors, so one here and one on the sliding door. They're so awesome. They keep the flies, the mozzies and the bugs out of the van. We got them for about $20 from a hardware store, so definitely a good investment for van life. That's it for the van tour of Marlee. If you have any tips or questions, please leave them down below in the comments, because we'd love to hear them.
And if you are living in Australia and you're going to be anywhere on the road, make sure you get in touch with us, because we'd love to meet up with other van lifers, or just anyone else who's up for a cool hike or a beer or a mad adventure somewhere, anywhere in the world. If you like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We bring out a new video every week, and as we are in Australia, the topics of the videos are obviously going to start shifting to more Australian content and a little bit more about van life. And make sure you follow us on Instagram too. Nomatosaurus is our main handle. We've just started a new one as well, Van Life Theory, and there's a website to go along with that as well. So make sure you check those out. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the road.
Bye guys.